So I will admit, we've had some issues trying to get this thing to work. Last issue that we had was the torque converter. I modified the torque converters, therefore it had a weakness, and one of the videos I made, we snapped the torque converter plate in half, and then last video I fixed that problem, so therefore it's not an issue anymore. We fixed the problem, it's solved. Now we're having an issue with the engines. Now, these engines are really old. These are the original ones that I had on the dual engine project. They're probably around 3 years old, and these have definitely seen their better days. Now, they kind of have an issue with they don't run that well, they sputter, they backfire, and the most annoying issue they have is they just randomly die when they're in idle. It's not an issue of the idle screw not being up enough. It's not an issue of there's no hole in the gas tank cap. I did have that issue last video when I made this gas tank. I forgot to drill the hole in the gas cap last video, and then I read in the comments how, you guys noticed that. I didn't notice that, so therefore I drilled a hole in the gas cap. It solved the issue of them not wanting to run for more than 5 minutes. It solved that issue, but it did not solve the issue of them constantly wanting to die. So these engines are just old, they're tired, and need to be replaced. So therefore I had to go Power Sports send me 2 brand new Tillotson engines. Now these are way better. Now for those of you who are going to say that I should keep these engines on here, mod them out, and how you guys are going to say that if I mod these out it's going to solve the issues of them not wanting to run. I agree. If I did mod these engines out, they would have more horsepower. It would solve the issue of them not wanting to run for more than 5 minutes, or just not want to idle in general. But these have electric start, so that will allow us to install lights, light bar, tail lights, and the best feature of all, electric start. Means I don't have to jump off the go-kart anytime I want to start the engines. I just hit a button and they magically start themselves, which is the best feature. It's going to make this thing even better of an off-road machine. So I have 2 of these engines. We're going to be taking these ones off and replacing them with these new beauties. Now, I've also read the comments in the last video. Yes, I do read the comments, how you guys want bigger back tires, and that will allow us to have better ground clearance for these swing arms. So I had Go Power Sports send me out 2 22 by 10 by 10 tires. We're going to be putting these in the back of the go-kart, allowing us to have better ground clearance and just more traction, and it's going to help the issue of just the look of it, just because the back end is a little bit narrower than the front. These are a little bit wider and bigger. These are 20-inch tires. These are 22-inch tires, so it's just going to make it look even better. So, enough rambling. Let's take these engines off that are old. I'm not throwing them away. I'm just going to say that. I'm not throwing these away. I'm saving them for a different project. And let's put these brand new engines on there. finally finished all the wiring, and I installed the light bar, the lights, all the batteries, all the wiring. The wiring was kind of a nightmare. It was kind of everywhere because I needed to install the batteries in the front. I needed to just run a ton of wires everywhere. So kind of a little. In case you guys are wondering how I did the wiring setup, because I'm running 2 engines, I didn't want to run 2 engines on one battery. I wasn't sure what that would do because, because the way the engines charge the battery, I wasn't sure if, hooking both engines and having both engines charge one battery, I wasn't really sure what that was going to do. So I just ran 2 batteries, one battery running one engine, the other battery running the other engine, one battery powering the light bar, the other battery powering the taillights, which I haven't installed yet, that's what all this is for, and the headlights. So now, because the way that the gearing is set up for the 20-inch tires, now that I have these tires on here, which these tires, you have to admit, makes this thing just look awesome. It looked it looked awesome before, and these new tires just make it look even better. It just makes it look just mean. So, because the way the gearing's set up, it's more set up for the 20-inch tires. And these 22-inch tires, yes, they give it more speed, but we lost torque and power to the wheels. So, because of the way the suspension is set up, because this is fully independent, long travel suspension, I want this to be like just a mainly off-road machine. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing the gearing to make it go a lot slower. Not too slow, but slow enough so therefore I can crawl up these trails, because I want to be able to take this to my local off-roading park and just be able to have this thing just cruise on those trails. And now that I've finally been there, I know what those trails are like. They're really steep, they're rocky, they have here and there some light, rock climbing parts to it, so where it's like really steep, really rocky. So I want this thing to be able to, go on those trails really easy. So I'm going to be changing the gearing to where it goes a lot slower, but it's going to have a lot more power and torque to the wheels. Now, when I asked for these engines from Go Power Sports, I forgot to also ask for the electronically fuel injected carburetors, which makes these engines stock 10 horsepower. So right now I'm running just the normal carburetor on here, with stage 1 performance parts. I will be asking for those carburetors, so eventually I will be putting those carburetors on here. So it's going to bring these engines up to around, I'm guessing at this number right now, I'm guessing it's like 12 or 13 horsepower with each engine. So because it's stock 10 horsepower with those carburetors, and because it says stage 1 performance parts, I think it's going to be around, 12 or 13 horsepower, somewhere around there. I'm guessing, I have no idea. But so definitely more horsepower. I'm still going to be doing the gear change just because I want a ton of torque, a ton of power. I'm going to be playing around with the gearing just to see exactly, how low I can go without going too slow. So what I'm probably going to be doing is I'm probably going to make a riding video, because I know you guys definitely want to see what this thing can do. The way the gearing is set up right now, it's definitely a lot faster. So I'm probably going to do a riding video of this going up my road and just showing you what this thing's like, how it handles, all that kind of stuff, how the suspension works with turning and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be doing that within a couple days before I do the carburetor change and the gearing change. Now, I do want to do some more stuff to this before I call this thing finished. I do want to add an ammo box right here, so therefore I can have tools and extra parts when I go off-road. I just definitely want to finish the floor pan. It's definitely not done. I do want to add more stuff to it, so therefore it's not like, if something falls out of your pocket, it's not going to completely fall on the ground, or if a stick, you don't want that to happen. So definitely going to finish the floor pan. I also want to add a way to choke the engines while you're sitting in the seat, some kind of lever or something. I still need to figure that out. And I also need to finish the taillights. I'm probably going to save the taillights until after I paint the thing, because I bought 4 of those 12-inch LED stick-on lights. I'm just going to be putting 2 of them here and 2 of them here. I think that's going to look kind of cool, like that. So I need to wait to install that stuff until after I paint this thing. That's what this is all about. This is the wiring for the lights. So it's just kind of dangling here right now. So So yeah, definitely the next video of this project is probably going to be a riding video. Then the video after that is going to be more stuff, adding more stuff, new gearing change, carburetor change, floor pan, and more stuff like that. And then in the video after that, it's going to be painting this. I'm trying to finish this thing, so therefore it'll be done at the end of this month. Because at the end of this month, I'm actually collaborating with another YouTube channel. I'm not going to say who that is. I'll let you guys try and figure it out, but I'm going to be collaborating with them and going up there and staying at his house for a week or two, so I would definitely want to bring a lot of stuff, a lot of toys. I want to bring this, the dual engine, I want to bring the dune buggy, and I want to bring the shifter cart. So I'm trying to finish this thing and get it done and ready, so therefore I can take this thing up there and definitely have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I definitely have to thank Go Power Sports for sending me the engines, the tires, almost everything you see here. I'll be leaving links to all this stuff in the description below. Go check all that out. But yeah, I gotta end the video here. Follow me on Instagram. I have a link in the description below to that as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe and have a nice day.